Hi, this morning I want to talk to you about effortless being. And effortless being is our true nature, our true mode of functioning. And yet, in daily life, we're not very often there. The reason for that is that we very often function exclusively through the mind. And if you are mind predominant, as most of us are in this culture, where so much of the focus is on formal education and on being able to utilize your mental faculty, very often we get sucked into this comparison with the other. So we feel very much separate as an individual. We get into competition, and the whole of life then becomes a struggle to survive, a struggle to prosper, a struggle to do better than someone else or some ideal that you have internalized, most often during your upbringing. And the interesting thing is that that ideal changes. So as you go through life experiences, this ideal that you have of what you would like to achieve, of what you would like to accomplish and do with your life changes. But the one constant thing about it is that it's never enough. So whether that ideal is in terms of where you are financially, or where you are in terms of your career, or in any other way. If you have children, you perhaps have noticed in yourself that you become competitive in the name of your children. So if your children are doing music or sport, or even within their academic achievements, that you have an investment there, that you want your children to be at a certain level, or to be the best in the class, or whatever it is, however that manifests in your life. But then if we live our lives in this way, we're living from lack. We're actually living from fear. And the more that you recognize this pattern, the more you're able to let it go. So it may come as a surprise that there's something else possible, because the way culturally that this is experienced is almost as if we have no other choice. But the other choice is certainly there, and it's very easy. This investment that we have in competition, in scarcity, in never feeling good enough, in always needing something from the outside in order to make ourselves very temporarily feel good enough, is a mode of functioning that is not truly our own. It is something that we have learned. If you think of an infant, no infant feels they're not good enough. No infant has any qualms about being in touch with their emotions and giving expression to their emotions. And the emotions are very good at steering you, of letting you know what is necessary. So, as a baby, you cry out if you're hungry, you cry out if you're uncomfortable physically, if you have a wet diaper, whatever it is. And you don't feel guilty about that. You don't feel, oh, my parents are overburdened, therefore I'd better not cry, better keep my needs to myself. Eventually, depending on the response you get from your environment, you start adjusting your response. So indeed, you develop these trends of, for example, ignoring your own needs and not being in connection, or in an opposite kind of response where your attachment system gets revved up, that you're constantly seeking reassurance and closeness, because you don't miss that in yourself. But anyway, the topic of today about effortless being is just to let you know that there is another way, and it's very available, and it's actually quite easy, but it involves disidentifying from this so-called normal mode of functioning of competition and lack, and to be able to see that, you just need to observe your reactions in the present. You need to observe where this reaction is coming from. Is it from lack? Is it from fear? And disconnection is very easy. You just drop it. You're just in the present moment, and you allow everything that is there to be there, even the difficult emotions, even the feelings of lack and competition. You observe that. And in the act of observation, what you notice is that you're not that. These emotions are not you. These thoughts coming from lack, coming from uncertainty and being driven for approval or for validation, that is also not you. It's just effortlessly appearing in your consciousness. And when you make that distinction, you feel this background of just being, of just effortlessness. And this effortlessness can translate itself in daily life. So resting in that state of being, of this natural state, allows action to take place spontaneously, allows for real connection and for effortless action, where exactly what needs to be done gets done, but with ease and without striving, without pushing, without overexertion. So perhaps I would like to challenge you to try that out. Just try it out for a week. Every time that you observe in your own experience what I've been talking about, this striving, this competition, this movement, the source of action being from this place of lack, that you just stop and observe it, give it space. And in that space that you recognize that is not you, that is some conditioning that you have absorbed from the culture or from your upbringing, whatever it is. You can go searching in where the source is, but that's not so important. What is important is that you're able to observe it with some distance. And in that act, you reconnect with your true effortless being. And the more you practice this, the more you will see that effortlessness is actually quite freely available and very joyous, very fulfilling. So I'm very curious how you get on with this. Please let me know, and let me know if there's a certain aspect that you would like me to talk about. This area is also new for me, so I will not pretend that I know everything about it, but it's certainly a very beautiful discovery. And I'm very happy to be on this path with you. So thank you very much for watching.